Hello, Paul here. Today I'm going to teach you guys about the LNL trend system, and this is a indicator. I have it set with certain settings to where you only need, it's not the default settings, but it's a little customizable. All you really need is the two lines, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. You don't really need anything else from the indicator. But what today I'm going to show you guys is how to use this and to look for this for long-term trades with crypto. We'll look at a couple scenarios here with crypto, but basically I want to show you how to see this on a longer time frame and look at the LNL trend system, the lines that it provides, and it kind of shows you major levels of bounce zones. But I'm going to show you how to look at it and how I place the trades specifically with crypto, and basically making the decisions whether to go long or short when it comes to crypto. Okay, so for the strategy to work, you basically just need two indicators. You go to your settings and you want to go to LNL trend system by LNL Capital here. You want to hit that. Now, when you first load it here, you're going to have a bunch of stuff on here. But you basically only need show trend bars, show trend line, and show HTF trend line. Those are the only ones you need. And I also changed the colors. Now, what I do with show trend bars is I remove down the opacity a bit. So we're left with basically what you'll see here is, the full body candle doesn't have the color in it, basically. But anyway, when you're done, it's going to look like this. And you also need RSI. I may or may not mention that, but RSI is pretty big here. So what you basically want to do is you want to look at where the lines are, and you want to look at this on a longer time frame. I prefer doing this on the day chart. So what you basically want to do is you want to see where the candle is to the line here, which is basically a level of support. So this top line here is basically a level that it has to push through. Now, right now, currently with Bitcoin, it has to get past this level right here in order to be bullish. Right now, it's not. And as you can see, these two lines are getting closer and closer to coming down, which basically means if they do meet up, it's going to be going down. The price of Bitcoin is going to be going down if these two lines do end up crossing. But it could turn around. But basically what you want to do, and I'm going to teach you guys how to look at this from the day chart here. And basically what you want to do is you want to base your trade off of how close the candle is getting to either the top or the bottom line here. So let's look at a couple examples here. What you want to do, let's just look right here at this one right here. Let's look at this candle right here. We'll go back a little bit. Now, at this point, when looking at this, we would see that this is a level of support right here, and this is the level where it could bounce from. So, if you're doing this trade, you want to measure how far it is, and basically you want to understand, candles and wicks as well. But basically you can measure from here to here and be like, it has to break this much in order to be bullish. It has to break this much to be bullish, and it has to break this much to be bearish. So when you're doing trades, you basically have to make your decision on if you entered on this candle and if you wanted to go bullish on this candle and you want to risk it. If it did turn bearish, you can actually measure how much you might lose if you were wrong by measuring all the way down to the other line. And the other line, it's about a 5% drop. So would you really want to risk a 5% drop when it looks like the candle is close to this line here. What you also want to do is you want to base that off your RSI and see where the RSI currently is. So what we can tell from here is that it is bullish. You want to look at the overall direction here. You want to look at your lines and see the last moment that it crossed was right here. So if it crossed right here, this was the start of Bitcoin being bullish. So if you missed this point right here was basically when it turned bullish, which was on September 21st, 2024. And this is the moment, and if you missed the cross right here, you basically, the next point of getting in is when it crosses on the RSI. So you got a moment right here. You got your moment right here. A little moment right here. A little moment right here. Got a little moment right here. Now this is only if you missed the original cross. You got a moment right here. And then from here, it looks like it might be coming down. So if we want to look at Bitcoin, now I recommend the farthest down on going down in time frames with the LNL system is the hour chart. I do not go anything lower than the hour chart. But if we look at the hour chart real quick, we could tell that the lines have just crossed, which means Bitcoin is coming down currently. So if you want to look at this, we know that the trend has been going up. But we see that the cross happened right here. So you could have come in right here. So we know the trend is basically, it has been going up, but right now it seems to be going down. The overall trend is going up, but right now it's having a little pullback. The last time to really get in would have been right about here, because this is when the LNL trend system crossed. Right now it's crossing down. So it's going down, going to be going down. So the next moment to get into an uptrend would have been right here. Or you could look at your RSI and look for the next bullish moment. The next moment would have been right here for a bullish moment. This one was brief, so with the LNL trend system, you might find yourself on a couple of the crosses will lead into a sideways movement or a quick pump. So just be careful on that part. You see some tricky parts right here and right here where it crosses, but it fakes you out. So let's look for another upwards moment. You got another moment right here. So this one was temporary. You could get out when the RSI touches right there, so to protect yourself. And then you have a moment right here. It crosses right here. You also see it happen with the RSI, so this is a little moment right here. And then you got a little bit sideways moment right here. You want to be careful of that. And let's look at some other moments here. You see it crossing right here. So if you do this on a longer time frame, you'll find better results. So I look for this on the daily, but odds are if you look for this on the daily, you don't have a lot of moments where this happens. So you don't have a lot of moments where it crosses on the daily, but if you do find this on the daily, it can lead to some pretty good results. So what we can tell right now, if you look at this on the daily, you will know that we are in a uptrend. But if we look at it on the hour, we see that it is crossing. So on the longer time frame, you'll see that we are in a uptrend, but right now currently we are retracing down. It's not going to be far, but from this point, because it's crossing right now, we can tell that Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit. But anyway, for this strategy, I would personally I would go to the longest time frame. That's the first thing I would do. So I would look at this on the daily, and I would look at the last moment that these two lines cross, which would probably be a while. And then you'll get a good idea of what the overall direction is doing. Once you know the overall direction, you can then go to a smaller time frame if you want. You can still do this on the daily, but you would have to wait. If you miss the cross, you're going to have to wait. Since we're in an uptrend here, I would look at the RSI and wait for the RSI to cross. So you got those moments. But if you don't want to wait on the daily, go down in your time frames. You can go to 6 hour, and you basically want to look for crosses. It doesn't really work on a 6 hour, but you could check it on the hour. Basically, go to the hour and see since we know it's crossing, you want to wait for all the moments where these two lines cross. Right now, it's going against the trend, and it's a little bit of a retracement, but we do know the overall direction is going up. So anyway, this is a very powerful move. This is a very powerful strategy. Definitely, if you miss any kind of crosses, definitely go to your RSI and look for moments where it crosses on the RSI. Other than that, this is a very, very powerful strategy. It helps with crypto, and it kind of helps you find the right path to go. And another thing to do, and I want to take note of here, is you want to take how close the candle is to the other line. So this top line here, is a level of support. So you know that Bitcoin has to pass through this line in order to be bullish. So you really need to ask yourself that question: is Bitcoin going to pass this line? If it doesn't pass this line, it's going to come down. So that's basically another way to look at this. So basically, once you set up your LNL trend system, you only need the ones with the lines, and then you need RSI. And basically, you want to check on the longest time frame for a cross. And once you know the overall direction, you can then go into smaller time frames and look for crosses on there. But this does not work for all the time frames. It works good. It works good on the day to find the overall trend. You could still trade on the daily by looking at the RSI. But if you want to do intraday, you'll have to go down to the hour. I would not do anything on a smaller time frame past the hour, because I don't think it's made for that. But anyway, if you guys like the strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.